Well, happy Tuesday from San Diego, California. I'm CBS 8 meteorologist Vanessa Paz. Rain is falling across California, impacting much of Southern California. Hasn't quite made its way to San Diego just yet. This is activity over the past several hours in the morning, and it looks like we're fairly dry, but we are expecting rain to come down within the next hour or two by the time we get to the noon hours. We are expecting a slew of advisories and warnings pertinent to this cold Pacific storm. In fact, much of Southern California, especially for areas like LA, Orange counties, are under flash flood advisories. Some of that advisory is spilling into San Diego County just to the north in the Camp Pendleton area. Meanwhile, for most of the region, with the exception of the mountains and deserts, will be under a wind advisory starting at 9 o'clock, lasting all the way through 3 p.m. this afternoon. Winds are going to be out of the south of about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Those are sustained winds, but they could gust up to 35 miles per hour at times, especially in those wind-prone pockets, mainly along the foothills, canyons, as well as the passes. As we take a look at our wind gust forecast, we are expecting some of the strongest winds around Tuesday at about 1:15, anywhere between 20 to 35 miles per hour or so. And we could have those isolated gusts higher than that in that 45 mile per hour range, again, closer to the slopes and the mountain communities. As we take a look at tomorrow's conditions when it comes to the winds, they will subside significantly as that system starts to die down. So we'll go from the 20s and 30s all the way down to about 10-15 mile per hour gusts, mainly impacting the county's eastern half. Overall, expect a breeze now all the way through Wednesday, and then everything's going to simmer down by the time we get towards the second half of the week. Here's the hourly rain chance specifically for the coastal areas. Notice how it's quite minimal all the way through 11 o'clock. Soars around the noon hour all the way through about 3 p.m. Could linger into the evening commute, but it looks like as we head into the evening hours, things will dry out. We are expecting this system to pack a nice punch in terms of rainfall totals. These are the estimates as of Tuesday morning. By Wednesday, 24 hours from now, we could accrue anywhere between 5 to about 8/10 of an inch and over an inch for areas like Palomar Mountain. Again, tomorrow we'll have a better idea in terms of those totals and how much we end up accumulating. It is going to be very cold, so although the rain's going to be in and out of here, those cold temperatures will continue to linger. The system, assisted with a cold front bringing in very cool air from the north, temperatures are going to drop, sinking down to the low 50s from the coast all the way towards the inland valleys overnight. We'll hit lows in the 40s for our mountain areas. These are some of the coldest temperatures that we've seen so far this fall. And temperatures are even going to be quite cool for the desert areas, dropping down to the mid-50s. By tomorrow afternoon, cold temperatures linger. We're talking about highs in the upper 60s in downtown as well as Chula Vista. That's about 8 degrees cooler than where we should be for this time of the year. I mean, check out Palomar Mountain. Their highs are going to be where we're typically overnight. 50 degrees for daytime highs tomorrow afternoon. That's about 20 degrees cooler than where we should be. Borrego Springs, in the meantime, will hit a high of 74 tomorrow afternoon. That's nearly 20 degrees below seasonal as well. Meanwhile, for the inland valleys, anywhere between 12 to 16 degrees below average. All right, so we are looking at that weather impact day potentially lingering into Wednesday, but it looks like things are going to simmer down significantly Thursday all the way through the weekend. Not only are we going to dry out, but things are going to warm up again. By the weekend, we're talking about highs back into the mid-70s for the coastal and beach neighborhoods, back into the 80s for the inland valleys by the time we hit Saturday. So again, if cooler temperatures, the rain is not your jam, there's light at the end of the tunnel. We are looking at sunshine prevailing by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday. We're looking at another potential system that's going to cool things down for us early next week and could potentially also bring us another round of rain.
And back here at home, a weather impact alert remains in effect with more rain and snow. Speaking of snow, look at that. You can see this in a live look at Kirkwood Winter Resort. Getting the snow out there this morning. We'll get you over to Rob, tracking the latest for us.
Oh, man. I am so excited for the ski season. And, you know, this is a little early. This is not going to be enough to get them open early. There's hiring, there's leases, there's all sorts of stuff. But you know what? It's a good sign, and we're on the board. And I think probably the best thing about these early storms is that it really helps with our ongoing fire season. If you can get the ground wet, the moisture up in the plants, you're in much better shape. So there's some benefits to a strong early storm, but there's some downsides too. So let's go ahead and take you through everything because we are in day 2 of a weather impact alert. Now, I just updated these a few minutes ago and it's still very impressive. I mean, we were looking at 1 to 2 inches of valley rain, and that's where we are right now for Stockton, for Modesto, for Elk Grove, Woodland, Sacramento. And then for some places that missed out just a little bit, still very impressive, quarter, half an inch in places. And then for the foothills, which kind of missed out on some of the heavier rain yesterday, you are directly in line for more rain, and then above 7,000 feet, some snow today. Now, over the mountain passes, the road surface temperature, how warm the roadway is still a little bit warm. So a lot of the snow is not sticking directly, but that could change at any point because we've got a lot of cold air still getting pulled in. So this area of low pressure is slow. It's moving down the coast. It's just churning along here. And that top line that goes from the coast through Sacramento and then into the foothills will continue to move to the south. So Elk Grove, you're about to get more showers moving into your area. Stockton, kind of a quiet morning. You're next. Modesto, some sprinkles. You very likely are going to get at least some rain before the sun goes down. Now, this is a very early winter storm warning. The last time we've seen one this early was back in 2011. So it happens, but it doesn't happen very often where it rises to the level where the Weather Service is saying, hey, these are winter conditions, winter driving conditions, low visibility. And over those high mountain passes, that's where you're going to see some of those conditions. And also, they don't want anyone to get caught off guard. There's people that's still backpacking and still people off-roading way in the backcountry. And if you get, 6 to 12 inches of snow and you're not expecting it, it could be very dangerous. So again, this is day 2 of that winter storm warning. Temperatures are still in the 50s. We've got a chance to maybe touch 60 degrees within the next 3-4 hours or so. But if we do, that's still 20 degrees below normal. So this is a cold storm. Treat it as a winter storm. And today, at least we know what to expect. This is just basically kick it at home, under a blanket, read a book, make some soup, and just kind of ride this one out. We're getting rain that we need, but it does pretty much put a clamp down on a lot of outdoor activities. Things like kids' sports and other things outdoors. Not going to be able to do much because the rain is just ongoing all the way until sunset. But here's the key. In the overnight hours, it starts to wane, and we should be done by tomorrow morning with the rain and the snow, clearing by tomorrow afternoon into the evening, and then Thursday, we're all good. So again, this is a solid winter storm that we're not done with yet. Fire conditions will be much better after this. In other words, the possibility for big growing fires and a big fire outbreak just goes way down once you get a big cold storm like this. But we're going to be drying out. We're looking at 70s for this upcoming weekend and more 70s next week.